Are you a current dental student or a pre-dental student that's thinking about specializing in dentistry? You came to the right video. What's going on, everybody? My name is Eli and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about all things specializing, including my top tips for helping yourself stand out as an applicant. For those who don't know me, I'm a fourth-year dental student and a future orthodontics resident. On this channel, I make dental school vlogs as well as videos with advice for pre-dental students. So if that's something you're interested in, please make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment under this video, share the channel with anyone else that might find it interesting. The other day, someone left a comment under one of my TikToks asking me if I had any advice for someone interested in specializing after dental school, including how to stand out, etc. And I thought that was a great question. Usually people are always asking me what my GPA was to get into orthodontics, what my GRE score was, etc. I refrain from answering this question because I have specific reasons why I don't think it's helpful to share my stats. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So, according to the ADIA website, there are currently 12 dental specialties that are recognized by the ADA. These specialties are dental anesthesiology, dental public health, endodontics, oral and maxillofacial pathology, oral and maxillofacial radiology, oral and maxillofacial surgery, oral medicine, orofacial pain, orthodontics and dental facial orthopedics, periodontics, pediatric dentistry, and prosthodontics. Now, in the interest of time for this video, I'm not going to explain what every single different specialty is. However, if you'd like more information on each one of these individual specialties, you can go to adia.org, and I will leave the exact link right here as well as in the description box below this video. So, each one of these dental specialties have some similarities and some differences when it comes to applying and standing out as an applicant. For example, the specialty that I'm going into, which is orthodontics, requires that you take the GRE as a standardized test. While not every school requires that you take it, most of the schools that you are applying to will, so most people just take it anyway. Another example being dental anesthesiology or oral maxillofacial surgery, which requires an exam called the CBSE. The CBSE is called the Comprehensive Basic Science Exam, and it's known for being strikingly similar to the Step 1 exam that medical students take during their second year of medical school. Now, of course, let's talk about something straight off the bat. It's no secret that to specialize in dentistry, you have to have pretty good grades, a pretty good class rank, and pretty good test scores. So this video is not going to focus on exactly what grades you need, exactly what class rank you need to be, etc. Because at the end of the day, everyone is going to have a GPA, a class rank, and a GRE. It's up to you to decide whether you feel comfortable applying with your stats or not. Just because one person has certain stats does not mean that your stats being better or worse than theirs is going to yield better or worse results than they had when they applied. Focus on your own stats and running your own race, and you will be successful in whatever it is that you want to do. So of course, standing out, the better you do, the more you'll stand out. However, these GPAs, these test scores, they have a ceiling that you can't pass. There's no way to get past a 4.0 in dental school. There's no way to get past a certain score on your GRE. So, once you have what you have, it is what it is. Let's think about the other things that are required to become a specialist in dentistry. Each specialty that you're applying to may require some different things. In orthodontics, it is almost an unwritten rule that you need to do research in dental school in order to match successfully into orthodontics. Does that mean research is required? Well, not necessarily. Same way as OMFS goes, it's an unwritten rule that you need to extern at some of the places you may be interested in applying to. Does that mean if you don't extern that you won't get in? Maybe, maybe not. These are things that you can do that are extra that will help you stand out as an applicant. I think across the board, no matter what specialty it is that you're interested in applying to, something that won't hurt is reaching out to programs and asking them about shadowing or any opportunities that they may have to help you increase your potential as an applicant. When I was in my third year of dental school and I was considering applying to orthodontics, I sent emails to a few program directors asking if I could come shadow at their programs. It showed initiative, because it showed that I was extremely interested and willing to travel to come see their program. And it also allowed the programs to see who I was. That way, when I submit my application, they can put a face to the name on the application. This is similar to what OMFS applicants do when they're externing in their third year, except when they're externing, they're there for usually a week or so, whereas I was going to shadow for a day or two. These experiences are invaluable. Yes, they cost money. However, these experiences may help you decide whether or not you want to actually apply to that program. You may go to shadow for a day and decide that this program really isn't for you, and you'll save that money in the long run. But I have one specific tip that I think is super important when it comes to applying to residency, and this will answer the question of how do you stand out as an applicant? Aside from all the GRE and exam scores, your GPA and your class rank, how do you set yourself apart? And the same advice that I gave this person on TikTok is to think about what makes you unique and really hone in on that. These residency programs want to hear about the cool stuff you've done, what type of things you're into. I remember being on one of my residency interviews, and someone else that I was talking to had mentioned that they had a crocheting business that they started at the beginning of dental school, and they showed me their Instagram where they make a whole bunch of cool stuff. And of course, some people may think that this has nothing to do with orthodontics. However, it shows passion, it shows hand-eye coordination, it shows what you're interested in outside of the classroom. And I think it carries a very long way. So I'll actually share a little bit of a personal story, and maybe this will inspire some of you all, maybe not. But this just goes to show how much being unique and having something that you're passionate in can carry you a long way. Of course, like many of you who are probably watching this video, I struggled with the idea of whether I wanted to apply to residency or not. I had that imposter syndrome. I didn't know if I was good enough, this or that. And everybody that I talked to brought up my YouTube channel. And I was like, what? Why does that matter? Like, they were like, yeah, you should apply. Like, you got your whole YouTube channel. I was like, why does that matter? Who cares? Honestly, who cares? These program directors don't care. Like, they don't care. When I say out of the 4 orthodontic interviews that I went on, every single interview, my YouTube channel was brought up. Every single one. And more likely than not, they all found the channel and watched a video or two. I remember when I interviewed at one of the schools, I'm not going to say which school it is, someone said, I watched your YouTube channel, and how do you manage to have the time to do all of that? I mean, you get up, you go to school, you go to the gym every day, you record, you edit, all this stuff. And my answer, just like I tell you guys, is, I don't know, I just do it. I think that showed them, as well as the other people that came across my channel, how multifaceted I am. How well I am with balancing different things, how well I handle stress, etc. It told them a lot about me that a transcript or a GRE score never could. And I think one thing that it really spoke to was how hard of a worker I am. And when I say these residency programs, a lot of it is about the intangibles, your characteristics, what you will bring to the program. Saying, oh, well, I bring a 4.0 and a good GRE score does nothing for anybody, honestly. So think about what makes you unique, and think really hard, because it may be something that you don't even consider to be something special. Of course, my YouTube is special to me. It's something that I love doing, but literally when people brought it up to me, I said, I don't think any program director cares about that. And boy, was I wrong. Now, there are other things that played a factor into me standing out as an applicant. I also mentioned that I did research at NIH for 2 years and I had a publication from there. So of course, I think that helped, because most people, when it comes to orthodontics, they're doing research in dental school, and it's usually just a little bit of analyzing statistics or whatever it might be, but they're not really in the field the way that I was. They may have a poster presentation or two, but they're not presenting at Society for Neuroscience conferences, getting published in the Journal of Neuroscience, etc. So I must say, I do think that helped me stand out as well. Now, when it comes to the other specialties that you can apply to, whether it be endodontics, oral surgery, prosthodontics, I don't think you can go wrong with doing research. Research is a great way to help you stand out. And I feel like the reason why it's such an unwritten rule that you should do research if you're applying to orthodontics is because at one point that was the way to stand out until everyone started doing it. Now it's just the norm. Doing research shows passion in your education. It shows that you are looking to further your education past the classroom. I don't think you can go wrong when it comes to doing research, no matter which specialty you want to apply to. Now, my general advice, whether you're a first year, second year, or third year dental student that wants to specialize, your first year, you should take the time to focus on the classroom and do a little bit of shadowing when you have time. Second year is when you start taking, depending on your school, is when you start taking more of those classes that focus on the different disciplines in dentistry. So you may have endodontics, removable prosthodontics, fist prosthodontics, pediatrics, etc. during your second year. And that's when you're really starting to learn about the different specialties, and you can kind of narrow it down to what you're really interested in. So when I was a second year, of course, going into dental school, I knew I was interested in orthodontics, but as a second year, I knew I was also narrowing it down to ortho, endo, or OMFS. Now, I ruled out OMFS pretty easily because I started dental school late, I was non-traditional, and I knew that I did not have another 4 to 6 years in me after dental school ended. I really do like OMFS. However, I don't have the endurance to last another 4 to 6 years of school, and I came to terms with that, and I'm willing to admit that. When it came to endodontics, I figured that I am very interested in the science behind endodontics, and I do find it to be extremely cool. However, I don't know if endo is something that I want to do every day in practice, and I think that's what deterred me from doing endodontics as well. Now, I would have never came to these conclusions if I didn't keep an open mind and take the time to shadow in different specialties. So that's why I say, take your time to really rule out the other things that you're not interested in. This is a career choice that you're making, and it's something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. So you want to make sure you're really interested in it. Now, when it came to orthodontics, it was like a shoe-in. I just knew it was for me. I knew that that was my calling, and I did battle the idea of, do I really want to pursue this? Do I really want to pursue extra schooling? And I'm very happy with my choice. And in July, I'm sure that will translate to my vlogs and everything when I'm showing you guys all the cool stuff I'm learning and doing. If you have any other questions about specializing in dentistry, leave a comment under this video and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you all for watching, and make sure you watch more dental school vlogs while you're on the channel. I'll leave the playlist in the end screen, and you can just click on it and peruse through my last 4 years of dental school, or you can even go to one of my other playlists that show different residency vlogs from other schools in the United States, or even if you're a pre-dent, you can go through my pre-dental advice playlist. That's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you got something out of this video, and if you have any more questions, please make sure you leave a comment. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.
I told her stop telling that thing she seen and told me at the Ritz. Let's go. I got baguettes in the back of my ring and I went trying to hit. I told her she got a rent.